All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, Maya.
Hey,
What's happening?
me. I'm what's happening at all times.
My name is Maya. I'm what's happening. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Yes, no, but nothing much is happening. How you doing today?
I'm tired.
Same. I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't want to come out and just say that in the first, like, how you doing? Tired, girl. I'm tired. But I'm tired too.
I'm tired. But we had a great weekend, and then right after I had to go to a training, and the training was very scientific.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Arty arty.
yeah, so it's like you have different ways of learning different things, so it was more technical and sciencey than I thought it was going to be. So had to pay attention, write notes, study the night before, you go to the next day, that kind of thing. But when you work with a team that's all over the country and you get an opportunity to come together and work or whatever, it was really nice. Our team gels very well. We had a good time. It's just I used a lot of brain power. I'm tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that can be exhausting because it's like that if you don't use it, you lose it. And not like you lose your brain, like you lose your mind.
Mhm.
But if you don't use certain things, like I can't even imagine being back in school now and needing to write a paper or anything like that. Cause I'm like, I'm so far removed from that. I haven't used that muscle in so long. It's like I probably have lost it. I'm barely writing emails these days. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Like my emails are I have to rewrite them so many times because I'm realizing that they're like how I talk.
Right.
And your emails can't be, because you know what I'm saying? No, I
Right.
do know what you're saying. Ma'am, I do not.
Right.
Like what is this? So I find myself rewriting them a lot. But that's what I mean. You just used a lot of brain power that weren't using.
Yeah, you do. But I mean, I like the subject, so it was cool for me.
Hmm.
And our coordinator was there, and like she's not really involved in our work as like what we do, but make sure we have everything we need to do the work.
Hmm.
And it was so funny because one day at lunch, I was like, "Are you all right?" She was like, "I mean, like I'm interested, but not this interested."
Exactly. Like wrap it up. Wrap this sciencey stuff up.
Yes, it was too much for her, but she hung in there with us, and
Oh,
so it was good. So I'm just a little tired because it was right from the trip to the training, and now I'm back home settling in.
yeah.
So
I'm a
how
little
was your
tired too.
still from the trip?
Yes, you know what? Listen, you can't do it like you once did it. If
That's
I
true.
go out on, I'm telling you, if I go out on Friday and Saturday, I am no good until Thursday. Thursday, I'm like, shoosh. Boy, I'm like, I'm just, I'm just starting to get back into the swing of things. And it's so funny because me and my friends was having this conversation. Now, out of these are my friends from my book club. I got a book club. None of us have children except for one. No, two of us have kids. So when we listen, and it's what, seven of us?
Okay.
So when we listen to the two with the kids, mostly the one with the kids because we hear more about her day than the other
Mhm.
person's. So when we listen to her, it's like, yeah, I had to get up at 6 a.m. I had to make kids breakfast. I had to dress the kids, take the kids to school, come back. I worked out. I had meetings. Now I'm getting the kids. I'm cooking dinner. I'm doing laundry. Oh my God, I got to clean this up. I got to do this. Oh, we took the kids to a play date. They got soccer practice. Now, all of us with kids just be listening like,
With no kids, right?
because all of us with no kids, it'd be like, "Ugh, I had two meetings today. Can you believe it? Girl, I'm going to bed. And it'd be 10:30. And it's like, it took the one that has the kids to say to us, y'all the most sleepiest people that I ever seen in
Well,
my damn life. Every time
it's
we get
true.
on the video chat, y'all in the bed. And I'm like, Yeah, that's true. We old fogies. So
I
yeah,
don't.
still
Yeah,
tired.
I have adapted right into the kids list life. I have adults, and I have not had kid issues in a very, 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 very long time. Autism and all. When Jiggy was about to turn 18, I set them both down like, okay. I did. I
This
sat
is
them down.
it.
I told them, I say, you're about to be 18. You're a young man. You know, Deja, you're about to be 20. You're a young woman. You're in college. You're doing this. Jiggy, I don't know what you're doing, but you be doing it. Um, and this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
Very clear. This is what I am going to do. I'm going to start dating. It hasn't worked out too well. And I'm going back to school, and I did. And
Mhm.
so but now I'm in. So when things come up, I'm like, oh yeah. They was like, oh, you don't have children. And when other people be like, oh, my kids is, I'm like, kids.
This is beneath
It's me.
me. This is
Right,
beneath
the
me.
kids.
Kids, I don't even know.
A hot dog. Now I ain't never made my kids a hot dog ever, but I'm
You
like,
be quick to tell somebody else what to do with their kids that you would never do. Like
exactly.
like you'll be quick to be like, you gonna pick that baby up every time that baby cry.
Right,
You gonna do
right.
this. You gonna do that. Soon as the baby cry around you, you be like, "Come on, boo, come on,"
Yes,
and you be quick to tell somebody when not. You
yes. You
better
gotta
feed
teach
that baby hot dogs and
them.
beans, knowing you was cooking your kids steak and potatoes.
Exactly. And I was mom 2.0. Like I did everything. I stayed home with my children. I loved it. And then it was almost difficult because when your children grow up, you like, what do you do now? And
Hmm.
so that's why I'm glad I had a plan. But no, I do know exactly what you mean. I'm tired. I don't have, and when my kids call, like I love them. Jiggy doesn't call unless he needs something. But when they call, I just be like, sleep.
You should be like that because if another adult called you, you would be like that too. And that's what
Yes.
they are. They
I
are
do
adults.
it.
So I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. But yeah, I'm beat. And then you brought up something that really made me beat dating. Baby, I should have got married in college. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking.
I know.
What
It's
is going
hard.
on out here?
It's hard. It really is hard.
Listen, I have had, a time, and I ain't gonna say that I have a bad time dating because I have a good time dating. I've been fortunate to like meet some good people and have some good experiences and things like that for people who I choose to spend my time with. They've worked out, they've been good. And the ones that aren't, they just aren't, and it is what it is, right? But for the most part, I'm cool in that area. But it always tickles me when I run into men and I'm like, what is this? And then I look at myself in the mirror and I'll be like, what are you doing?
Right.
And then I say to God, why you ain't let me get married in college? What did we have beef? Did we have beef or something that I ain't know about? What was going on with us?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I recently met this guy, nice guy for what I could tell. You know what I'm saying? He seems cool. We've been like, in that get to know you phase, what you like, what you do, where you been, that type of thing.
Hmm.
I always find it very interesting though that men, and not the male bash or anything, but you know how you gotta like really stroke a man's ego. It's like a thing, you know what I'm saying? And we have to really, as women, it is a job. It really is. Like for all you men that are listening, it's a job for us. We have to like be conscious about the fact that we have to stroke your ego. And not that you don't want to stroke your man's ego or a man's ego. If your ego is, if it needs to be stroked, we'll stroke it. If it warrants to be stroked, it will stroke it. But to constantly have to do it and really think about it, it's a lot of effort. That plays into my tiredness. So I'm getting to know this man or whatever, and he's like, I don't know what it is about them. Also, they feel like they want to be needed, which I think
They
is
need to be needed.
That too. Yes, that is the thing. They need to feel needed. And I want to make you feel needed. And at the end of the day, like I
You
do
are
things. You
needed.
come up in here, you know what I'm saying? You come up in here, you could do a lot of stuff. I'll let you do everything if you want to feel needed that much. But when I say want to feel needed, it's to the point where it's like I want to have to be able to take care of you. I need to feel like I'm exposing you to different things. So I'm talking to this man and he's like, you got a passport? And I'm like, yeah. I didn't go into like, yeah, I got a passport and I've been here and I've been there and I've been all across this country. I didn't go into none of that. I was just like, yeah, I got a passport. And he was like, yeah, because when you travel, and he starts telling me all of this stuff about traveling, and I'm just listening to him and I'm like,
Okay.
right. So then he starts like, you eat sushi. Now, again, you don't know me. I don't know you. So you have to ask questions and we have to get to know each other. But what I don't want you to do is like, do you do these things? And I want you to say no, really, so that I can say, yeah, well,
I
I
can
do
show
all
you.
of these
Right.
things. And I'm going to show you too how to do these things. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a woman in my 40s. I've experienced life. You know what I mean? No, we haven't all experienced the same things, but we have experienced life. And it'd be the smallest things like he said, do you eat sushi? I said, yeah, I do. Oh, well, I hope you ain't just one of them type of people that just eat tempura. Bitch, if I was, I just would be. You understand what I'm saying? That's just would be my preference. So I say to him in a nice way, because my response wanted to be like what I just said. Bitch, if I
Right.
just eat tempura, it is what it is. But I'm like, I have tried all kinds of sushi from all kinds of places, but I prefer
Right.
cooked sushi. Oh yeah, you gotta expand your palate. So then it goes into, well, where have you had sushi at?
Wegmans.
So my point is that now I have to look like the person that's like, now I gotta look like the person that's like, no, I'm better than you because I'm
Right.
like, well, where have you eaten sushi at? Because I had sushi in Hong Kong, I had sushi
Right.
in you know what I'm saying? The point being is that nobody wants to do that. And I don't want you to do that to me. I'm on defense mode when I don't want to be on defense mode. I just want to get to know you. You eat sushi? Yes, I do. Which kind do you like? I prefer tempura. Oh, okay, because I prefer,
Shimashi.
raw
Like
tuna,
that. Exactly.
which is wonderful. So
Right.
when we go eat sushi, you order your raw tuna, I'll order my tempura. We'll sit there, we'll have a good time. Everybody will be happy. But no, you want to make yourself seem more than you are to me. Like it's draining. It's draining. It's very draining. So that also plays into my being tired because what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying. I'm out here trying. So now it goes back to I gotta have another conversation with God and say, what are we doing? Or do we still have beef?
Right.
I thought we was good. Player, I thought it was me and you.
I've had a man tell me point blank period, like, you're nice, you're really what I'm looking for in a woman. I just feel like I can't teach you anything.
That is so
I
ridiculous
said
to
that's
me.
so unfortunate. Okay. Because
What do you say?
I said that's so unfortunate. That's
No,
what I
you
right. Like,
said
what do you say? Exactly.
what do you say?
I feel like if you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right. That's how you feel. If you feel like you don't have anything to teach me, there's okay. And I wasn't going to sit there and say, "Oh, am I an educable?" Or I'm not able to. I'm not going to say that. I
Right.
haven't done everything there is to do in the world.
Also, if I have done everything there is to do in the world, I haven't done it with you. And if I
That's
have done
true.
everything in the world and I haven't done it with you, I haven't done it your way. You know what I'm saying? You might have a way that you can expose to me that's better than my way. Furthermore, this is not a teacher-student relationship. It's a relationship with two individuals. We should be both exposing each other to something so that we can grow within who we are and as together and as individuals.
Right.
So when you approach situations like, no, because I want to be better than you, you'll never work out with me any damn way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
Because
I think sometimes when you say it like that, defenses go up because they don't want to look at it as, oh, you're trying to be better or this is a competition. You know, they get defensive, like, oh, that's not what I'm trying to say, that's not what's happening. So I just I just resolve to be like, okay, you know, and I will admit that I have to get better because I do it at work. I do it other places, but you know, people like compliments, and I really don't mind compliments. But you know, I was in a relationship and I like cards. I love cards, and I was, you know, I would always give cards and stuff like that. And so one day we were having a conversation. I said, "Why give you cards? You don't even keep them up." And he was like, "If I keep them up, people will think I'm dying of pneumonia." I thought that was funny, but I was like, "Oh, okay, you know, so you know can curtail some things or whatever." But yeah, it's that's very real.
it is
Well, you're
real.
choosing who to spend your time with, and I don't care how much time it is. I don't want to be annoyed in my time.
And I don't want to have to feel like I have to, you know, like it's a dog and pony show.
That's
Like
annoying. Exactly.
you're trying, you're like, look what I
Right,
did.
and that's annoying.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, look what you have done, because I'm genuinely like, you know, I love to hear people say that they've experienced things. I love to hear people say that they traveled and they've done this and they've done that. And I don't put the places that I've been up above anybody else's, because I haven't been to all the places that I want to be. However, you know, being a woman and having a man make you feel like you have to dim your light, it's never going to work, because I'm never going to dim who I am. I'm not but you know what I'm saying? I don't have to put on display all of the things that I've done, all of the things that I've accomplished. It just is what it is. And in conversation and us getting to know each other, it'll come out. Oh, you've been here. Oh, you've done this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But don't come at me like, so do you got a passport? Because you know, like I've been to every place in the Caribbean, and if you can't go, then it's like, and I think how it came up was he was saying, what was the last place that you went? And I said, oh, I just came back from Chicago. And he was like, oh, he said, you have anything else planned? And I said, I'm gonna probably go to Washington State. I'm going to Puerto Rico. You know, I was naming all these places, and all of the places was domestically. And it was like, oh, because like basically like the way he came off, whether he meant it or not, was like, because I traveled internationally. And I'm thinking to myself, like, me too, but you
Yeah.
asked me where was the last place that I went. It was Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So down I've said, did you ever go to Chicago? Have you ever been to Chicago? Great city. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
like, no, I've never been to Chicago. Well, maybe you should expand yourself and get out there, because it's a lot of great places to go domestically. You know
Right.
what I mean? But don't try to make me feel like, because even if I haven't been anywhere, I've been to Chicago. So
Right.
I have been somewhere. Furthermore, I live in the DMV. Every day I'm somewhere, boo. I'm in DC.
Mhm.
I live in Virginia, and I cross the street. I'm in Maryland. So
Right.
I'm traveling. I'm out here, just to let you know. But,
I
but
mean, it's sad that it comes down to that sometimes, but that's really true. And you're right. Well, first of all, you know, we've been a lot of places internationally, and there's a lot of place domestic that we had. And this was my first trip to Chicago.
yeah,
My it was my first time going to Chicago, and had a good time. You're right. Chicago is a great city. Great food.
great food.
Uh, yes, I'm still like, I need a cleanse and a flush and a fast. I need like the combo.
Yeah, all of it. And the crazy thing about it,
Crazy.
because when we think about it, it's like we wasn't even eating that much, but it was just like what you ate, and then it was just like a lot of food in that one sitting, so it lasts you all throughout the time. But that just
Mhm.
brings us to, you know, this weekend, we did that shit podcast was in the Windy City.
And
We
it was
went
windy.
and visited, and it was windy. as hell. Went out there to Chicago and had a great time.
A great time.
A great time. Always nice to hang with family. This was my, I don't know, I've been to Chicago quite a few times because, we have an aunt that used to live there. And so I've been to visit her quite a few times. And then my mom lived in Chicago for a time in my life, probably for about, I guess she lived there for maybe like 2.5 years or something like that. And in that time, of course, we went to go visit my mom, and that was when we was much younger. So I've had the experience of Chicago when I was much younger, when I was a teenager, and when I became an adult. And each time I just love Chicago. I love the vibe of the city. Like Chicago, a lot of the times reminds me of home. And I think that a big thing of that is because Chicago was like one of the great migration cities.
Right.
So people, with the great migration, people from the southern states,
right,
they came up to what they, called the North, even though Chicago is the Midwest, but they came up north, quote unquote. And a lot of people, settled in Chicago. So you had people from all different places, from Mississippi, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, like all kinds of places, and they migrated to Chicago. And Chicago is a city, so now you get that southern Midwest city life, and I think that that's why I like the vibe of the city so much, because you get the people that's like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and then you get the raw of us, the aggressiveness of the North without the aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? We are very much like, somebody be like, how you doing? You be looking at them like, the hell you looking at?
Right.
The hell you speaking for? And people just be being nice, like, good morning. You be like, good morning. Is it a good morning? We are like that. But yeah, I just love Chicago. What did you enjoy about the city?
First of all, I like architecture. So the buildings, very nice. A lot of things to look at. I would definitely go back because the flight was super short. I really enjoyed that. I would go to Chicago for the day, get up, fly over there, walk around, take a red eye home or something like that. I would definitely do that. But I did appreciate the architecture. I did appreciate the driving.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. Everybody stays so far distance from everybody else. It's not like a lot of stop and break. And even in traffic, it wasn't. I was just like, so it's possible.
No, it is.
Okay. So,
I did not fuss. I did the driving all weekend. They had me as a chauffeur, as always.
First of all, don't be trying like.
First of all,
I'm not being a passenger. You get car sick all the time, so you always trying to drive anyway. So it's not like we be making you do it.
Well, no, actually, you do. Let's put that out there. Actually, you do. Even though I get car sick, I don't get car sick every single solitary time I sit in the passenger seat. I got off the plane. Mind y'all, I was the last person that got to the trip. They all traveled together because they live in the same area and I live in a different area. Soon as I get off the plane, my phone was ringing. I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm at baggage claim. Oh, where you at? I'm at door number 2. All right, we about to come around there. Car ain't even stopped. People were jumping out the damn car saying, you got to drive. I'm like, all right. I didn't even get a chance to be like, nah, I'm tired. I just want to rest. It was like, you got to drive here and push the keys in my face. So then here I am behind the damn wheel. And again, I was the chauffeur the whole time because when we came outside each day, nobody rushed to get to the driver's side. Nobody was like, no, let me. Even in the offering, you know how you be like, nah, I got it. And then the person be like, nah, I got it. Remember Theo and Cockroach?
Right.
Nah, you go in, Cockroach. Nah, you go in. Nah, you go in. Oh, okay. I didn't get that. I just got like in the back seat and like, where are we going today, Maya? Oh, buckle up.
It's true. But he does like to drive because she says she always gets car sick. So
But no, I didn't. And I'm a road rage. I have road rage. I'm a cussing, fussing person on the road. I did not cuss
not one time.
one time. I didn't have to raise my voice. I didn't have to say, I know goddamn and none of that. I just sat back. It was the chillest driving I ever did in my life. It was like open road driving.
Yes, and
Where
Chicago was
nobody
like the land of the U-turns. It's always like make a U-turn, make a U-turn, and even with that, it was no
drama.
Good. It was all good. I like that.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was nice. And then of course the food,
Well, let's get to the food.
which was my purpose. I was like, oh, I never did like deep dish pizza sounds good to me. Hot, I'm not big on the hot dogs, but I just, if they told me to go there, I was trying to get there.
Right. Chicago is known for specific things, just like any other city. And one of those things is the food. So, and they have their things. So they're known for like their ribs, their barbecue. They're known for their hot dogs. They're known for like their Italian beef. As I was like, as we were talking and going out and eating and stuff like that, you know how it sparks your interest to Google this and Google that, and just seeing a lot of the like Italians that migrated to Chicago as well. And Chicago, for people that don't know, is one of the most segregated cities. So they have like like real segregation, like parts of the city is like, you don't go over here, this is where the Italians live. You don't go over here, this is where Black people live. You don't go over here, this is where Polish people live. It's just like it's that type of city. And it reflects in the food, don't you think? Because it's like they have their specific things that they're known for. So their Polish sausage, their Italian beefs, the hot dogs, the deep dish pizza, and we tried all of the things. We tried all of the things except for what, the hot dog?
Well, because I don't eat hot dogs. And you know what? We didn't go to Garrett's. We didn't get any popcorn.
Oh, and it is good. I've had Garrett's before, and it is good.
Popcorn.
So they're known for that too. That is that they're the first people that did the cheddar and the caramel popcorn mix. And it is good. Now, when I first seen that, I was like, oh, who the hell want cheese and sweet? But it's that sweet and savory, and it is good.
It's very good.
I can't wait till we get back.
It's very good. But yeah, I think that the deep dish, I'm a pizza person. So I was really excited to try the deep dish pizza. I've never had it. I thought, when I think deep dish, I think Pizza Hut, that was deep. But really it was like the crust that's deep. It's, and it's not like deep dish pizza in Chicago. Like that really is a pizza pie. It's like as deep as a pie with toppings, and then a sauce is on top, which is different. Because we usually top things with cheese and toppings and stuff like that. The sauce is kind of on top of the bread, like a base. So they layer things, which was a little different. I was also surprised that I could only eat one slice. At home I could eat like
20. I could eat a pizza.
Right, I could eat.
What is 8 slices? I can definitely take down a medium with no problem.
Yeah, but exactly. And I really could only eat one slice of the deep dish. It was a lot. And I was kind of, I've been, working out trying to get it together, but I was like, I'm a little disappointed in myself.
Did you enjoy it?
I liked it a lot. But I am a New York style pizza. Is my preference.
I'm a New Jersey, New York type pizza person myself. Now, I liked it a little bit. I liked it, but I would have wanted cheese on top. Also, I don't like thick crust on nothing. I'm not like a big thick crust. I like bread, but I like bread separate. Like in my life, I like my stuff plain. You know,
Right.
like I like if I'm gonna eat bread, I want to eat bread. If I'm gonna eat, I don't want to combine stuff. So I want no thick ass crust or whatever the case is. I thought that it was good to try out. I would have liked it to just be a little bit different. Everybody who I've explained it to, they're like, "Oh, it's like a stromboli."
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's
It
exactly what
was
it's
like,
like.
or a calzone. Like it would have been better if they closed it and all of
Yeah,
those things were inside because that's what I'm used to. It's going to be that much. You close it up, and so that I can hold it in my hand. That's another thing. Like I couldn't pick up a slice of pizza. That's
yeah, you
part of
ate
the
it with a fork
nostalgia.
and a knife.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So even though I liked it, it tastes good. I would probably, yeah, I'm good with my New York style. I'm glad I tried it, and I
yeah.
would try it again. I would eat it again. Definitely eat it again.
I
And we
would eat
went
it
to
again too,
which
but I
place
would
did we go to?
Giordano's.
Giordano's, right. So because somebody else told me the other day about another place, mail somebody or something. So I was like, okay, I'll try them next time.
Yeah. Well,
Because
as
it
I was
definitely will be a next time.
It will
Definitely.
be a next time. Yes. As I was talking to people in Chicago that we were just meeting, they were saying that home run pizza for the deep dish is by far the best pizza. And then they said the next is Beggars.
Beggars.
Beggars don't necessarily sound nowhere to, I don't know. Because
Well, we went to Beggars first when we were waiting for you to come. We went to Beggars and we went inside and
you walk back out.
yeah, because Beggars look like the Chinese store. It had the glass and everything. And so, and first of all, like no shade or nothing, because in my neighborhood, I know which stores I go to with that, but I'm not from here.
And that is
So
the funniest thing
it
because
just
when you
it's
are like, where we from the hood.
right,
You don't care going about at no Chinese store and with
right.
no glass. You be like, yo,
Yeah,
let me
yes.
get General
Exactly.
Tso's. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Whatever. You go into the Poppy store, you like Pape, let me get, whatever it is. And it is what it is. You ain't looking around. You ain't clutching your pearls. You're not looking at the filth on the floor. You just ordering and you going home. But when you go somewhere else, you looking around like, I don't eat in places. I don't eat in places like this. I don't do this. Yes, you do. Everything.
Exactly. And me and your cousin, we was like, she was
Mm-mm.
like, she
Mm-mm.
walked right out.
But we'll go right home and go to
Yeah,
this Chinese store up the street and order whatever, and it be filth. And you don't care. They got the best
delicious.
filthy ass
Exactly.
chicken wings you ever had in your life. That is the funny part about going other
Other
places.
places. Mhm.
Um, what else did we have that was really good? Like we couldn't definitely go to Chicago without getting barbecue.
Let me say, let's just say a prayer for Mr. Ed because he's, convalescing right now. He took a fall,
Mhm.
and I pray that he's all right. I need because I need to, and the next time I go, I have to call in advance to make sure it's because they only do it 4 times a year. They have the shrimp and grits.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to be a part of that spiritual. I have to be in there, and like they only have the yams and peach cobbler on the weekends
And greens on the
and
weekend.
greens, right? So I need to go back because I think we went on a Friday. They only have it on Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, I just need that to be part of my life.
So we went
Like,
to a barbecue place called Big Ed's. And when
listen,
we tell you that
listen,
that food was
listen,
everything that
listen.
you can imagine and more,
I ate half my ribs with no sauce. I was like,
that's
oh
when you know the barbecue is excellent. Fall off the bone, no sauce needed, slow cooked.
the
I
brisket,
mean, just put
burnt
it in your mouth and it really
ribs.
melts
Mm, mm.
everything.
That food was so the beans.
The chicken,
Listen,
even the white
and
meat. And it was good. It was tender, it was juicy, it was everything.
listen, listen. And when I tell you now, there's certain like I am. uh, People tell you everywhere I go, if you have mussels, I'm going to try your mussels because I'm always on the search for who makes the best mussels. Shrimp and grits, I will always try it because I'm always on the search for who has the best shrimp and grits. They didn't have it. It's like a special item of the menu that they have sometimes. Um, so there are certain things that I will order if I see it because I want to know who has the best. And they had key lime pie.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm.
Oh, that is, and I cannot say that about mussels or shrimp and grits yet. Like there's some that I like a lot, some better than others, blah, blah, blah. But I have not tasted the best shrimp and grits yet. I have not tasted the best mussels yet. But that key lime pie,
That was
mm-mm.
amazing.
You ate it. That's how good it was.
That's how good I was about to say. Even I ate it. I tried it, and
Oh
I
my
don't like anything. Like
fruit
me to
good.
tell you, I don't eat anything fruity. Like I don't like fruit
Mm,
stuff.
mm,
So
mm.
like I like apple pie, but I like the crust in the sauce. But I don't like the actual apples, like cooked
No,
apples in
mm,
my mouth. I don't like that.
mm,
I don't like danishes because they have like stuff inside of them. I don't like blueberry muffins, and I
mm.
don't eat nothing like that. You know what I mean? I don't drink juice. I
Right.
don't drink orange juice, grape juice. I don't drink no kind of juice. The only thing I drink is iced tea.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, damn, y'all, because she put it in her mouth and she was like, "Mm, mm," making all these noises. So I was like, well, damn,
So
and this is the
good.
pretty spirit in me because I was like, damn, that must be delicious. You making all that noise.
So
Let me taste it.
good.
So I tasted it. Mm,
Mm, mm, mm.
and let me tell you, it changed my life. I
That
mean,
let me. That was
changed
the
my life.
best. First of all, don't nobody else even make key lime pie. Like if you make key lime pie, just stop. Just,
Yeah.
just, just, just order from Big Ed and just go ahead and serve it. I just stop.
And
Just
they make it homemade. The crust was
mm, mm.
homemade. And the thing about it is this. My analogy with like a Gucci shoe, right?
Right.
It's the same
Try that
thing.
last, right?
When I think about things in life, whether it be food, items that you purchase to wear, shoes, a home, anything, car, anything. I have this thing in my life that I never go to the most expensive thing that I really like
Mm-hmm.
first. Because if I see a pair of Gucci shoes and I'm like, man, oh goodness, these shoes, I got to get these shoes, whatever. I don't try them on first. I go to Macy's, you know, Nordstrom. I work my way up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Try on something. Because if I try that Gucci shoe on first and that shoe was $1,200, I'm going to do whatever I got to do
To get
to
this
get
shit.
that $1,200 to get that shoe. Where if I try on something that's less, it's like, all right, work your way up. And then it's like, I ain't find nothing. I got to go get the Gucci shoe. This is the same analogy for this key lime pie. I ain't never had key lime pie. Never thought I was going to eat key lime pie. But now that I done had that key lime pie, I
I'm
can't never get no other key lime pie unless I go back to Chicago.
like, no, I
And
gotta
I'll
eat
travel
Chicago.
back to get that key
I
lime
will.
pie. That's
I
how good it was.
definitely will. I definitely will. And the lady that was behind the bar, she said, because when we order, it's like not really cafeteria style, but a little bit of cafeteria style. You come in, you order, and then you grab a seat, and like you get your food and you go sit down, whatever. And so I you order everything you're going to eat, which is great, especially if you're in a group. And especially if you're in a group with people that don't like to pay, they don't like to just split the check or whatever. But
Mm.
so because you could pay for you pay for your own food. And so I asked for the key lime pie, but I said, well, can you keep it in the refrigerator because I don't want it to get like room temperature. I'm going to eat. And he was like, oh, sure. I was like, no, you're not going to forget. He was like, no, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Fine. Okay. So, we finished up eating. I helped a couple people out. And I was like, I'm gonna get my pie. And so the lady who was behind the bar, she's like, I heard you said you were gonna go get your pie. I was happy you ordered the pie. And I noticed her watching because when people are watching you, you know, like so
Right.
I noticed it. But when I put that and she just starts smiling, because I guess when I put that thing in my mouth, I was like, oh my gosh.
Hmm. Changed my life. It was so good. And on her little slice, I was like, well, we got to get another slice. And then the lady dropped a bomb on us. She was like, I think that was the
I think
last
that was
one. It's like, wait, what? Wait, what you say? She was like, she said, well, let me go check. She came back. She said, oh, they're putting the homemade whipped cream on it now. It should be right up. Okay.
everything
We'll
is
wait.
scratched. It's
We'll
delicious.
wait. I'm the driver. We'll wait. So that was
Exactly.
a great experience. I was very happy with Big Ed's.
Yes.
Extremely happy. You know what else I liked about Big Ed's? It was a family business.
Yes.
You know, they focused on true customer service.
Right.
You know, it's one thing to go somewhere and the food is good. And you know, a lot of times you go to a place and the food is good, the service sucks, but the food's so good, you just keep coming back to
Right.
the torture, and you just be like, these bitches, let me just get
Mhm.
my food and go. That place was great food,
Nice service. The people were nice.
service,
Yes.
you know, and they made you want to spend your money. Like
Mhm.
this girl, we met this girl, and she was like, when I used to live here, because she lived in Philly.
Right.
She used to live in Chicago. And she was telling us this story about how when she lived in Chicago, she used to go to Big Ed's all the time. She said one time she was like, I really got to slow down. I got to stop. You know, I have to save money because Chicago is an expensive city.
It's very expensive.
So
Yeah.
she said she didn't go to Big Ed's for the entire month. And she looked at her bank account. The month before, she had spent $700 on Big Ed's, not on just food, just on Big Ed's. And I was like thinking to myself, well, it was good, girl. But
Is she my 600 pound life? Oh, I'm about to say that's a lot. That's
no, but when you really think about it, you gotta really put it into perspective. If you eating Big Ed's for breakfast, I mean not breakfast, but for lunch and dinner, and you're like, what you say, $20 a meal? You eating it every day?
First of all, that's a lot of foods. Big Ed's is delicious. Now, don't get me wrong, it's delicious. However, if you eat Big Ed's every day,
I mean, your arteries might be clogged, but I could understand.
My 600 pound life in no time. In no time. Like, yeah, like, oh my God, that's a lot.
Well, we better stay away.
I mean,
You better stay away from Chicago for the
I'm
day.
glad it's a flight away because I mean, I can't go often, but when I get back there, I'm going there. Yeah.
You're right. But I brought up that point just to say that the people and the customer service makes you want to come back.
Absolutely.
And it makes you want to spend your money. Absolutely. So you could see how you would be like, here, take my money. Not just, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all of the things. It's great customer service. It's, you know, it's clean. The men are tall. You know, I want to throw that in there. Big Ed's sons is tall. Hey, how y'all doing? They was tall, like 6'8".
They were tall, yeah.
Just to put that in, you know, just to throw that out there. Everything came together.
Right.
At Big Ed.
Yeah, Big Ed's was good.
No, but it was good. And then we just, you know, we went to Big Ed's. Where else did we go? We went to the what was it called?
Portillo's
dog
place.
Yes, it was a place that they have a lot of them all over the city, but every person that you came in contact was like, make sure that you go to Portillo's. And when we went there, it was like, I see.
First of all, when we walked in, I was really trying to keep it together, you know, but I was, you know, they have the menu up there, and I was like, I was getting excited in my spirit, you know, in my spirit. And I was like, man, that's fat as hell. But I was getting excited. And then when I saw the Maxwell, I was like, and we was like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, but people told us to go there for the chocolate cake as well.
And I am a chocolate cake connoisseur.
Maya loves chocolate
cake.
I
love chocolate cake. I did not love Portillo's chocolate cake. Yeah. What I came to realize is like, I like cake that's like pound cake. You know what I mean? I don't like sponge cake. And the cake was very spongy, so it didn't bring me joy. You know, it was like a couple of bites and it was like, I don't know about this. So I didn't eat that. I didn't eat that, but everything else, we had chicken sandwich, we had sausage.
I had the strawberry shortcake. It was good. I liked it. I like strawberry shortcake. They give you a healthy portion of it too. Like I was like,
yeah,
ooh.
they do. They gave you a big piece of chocolate cake too, but I had to let that one fall on by the wayside. But it was still good.
It was very good. And I was the quintessential tourist. I stood at the window like the whole time and watched them make all those hot dogs. I was like,
and that's what I was going to say. It was the experience of it as well.
Yes.
It was not just the food. It's just the experience that you get with the food. That's what makes traveling, eating, and experiencing different foods and stuff like that. You wanna just not go for the taste. You want to go for the experience of it all,
right.
To see if it's going to be different than what it is that we have where we're from, just like when we go to New Orleans, it is a whole thing, it's it's just the whole, it's from the ordering, the actual tasting, the customer service, that you like that baby, the whole thing. It's just like, it's everything.
Yes.
And Portillo's was really like an experience. It was
and the Maxwell, I think the Maxwell is like the Polish kielbasa with the poppy seed roll, hot dog roll. Whoo, I love poppy seed. And the sauteed onions and mustard. So I was like, oh, that was great. But then when I saw the relish, and we were like, what is that? Yeah, the relish was the greenest relish I've ever seen in my life. Like, and the locals were saying, like, that's how we do it, baby. Yeah, that's relish, it's real relish. I was like, oh wow. I said, yeah, put that on there. I want to taste that.
Right.
I had to taste the relish. And I think, is it sweet? And they was like, yeah, sweet relish. And it was tasty. The Maxwell was very good, and I really liked the poppy seed hot dog bun. Like, I've never had one, and I may eat a hot dog maybe like once every 2-3 years or something. Like, I'm not a big hot dog person, but I will eat kielbasa. And I will eat maybe an Italian sausage and anything that you put on like a roll, whatever. Like, the bread is the major ingredient. You have to have, is this the right bread for what you're making?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, I really enjoyed that. And I remember waking up the next day like, Dad, I ate my sausage.
Yeah, you ate
it. And that's exactly what you said. Like, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh, man. Because I was full, but I was like, I took a bite. That's what happened. I was full, and then I took a bite, and I was like, oh, my gosh, this is good.
Right.
Kept eating it. Man.
I mean, and then our last and final place that we went, we did some breakfast and stuff like that. But like, do you want to hear about that? But our last and final place that we went to was a place that they have all over the city called J&J Fish. And J&J Fish was just like how, in major cities, they have like Crown Fried Chicken, or they might call them New York Fried Chicken or Lincoln Fried Chicken. And it's just like what people call chicken shacks,
Right.
But
it was delicious.
We met a person.
And he told us which one
to go to. Because, with anything, it's only the one that you go. Because even in Camden, it's like, I only go to the Crown Fried Chicken on Broadway.
Right.
I don't go to no other Crown Fried Chicken. If somebody pulled me up to another Crown Fried Chicken, like, you want something? I don't want nothing. Even if I want something, I don't want nothing from that Crown Fried Chicken because it ain't Broadway. I don't know what it is. It's the extra love that they put in Broadway. It might be the extra dirt. It might be the extra mess in there. You know what I'm saying? It's something. It's like, I got to go to that one.
Right.
And not the one on the corner. The one
in the middle.
The original. Right. It's the original Crown Fried Chicken in the city. It was the first Crown Fried Chicken to open up. And why do I know the history of Crown Fried Chicken?
Fried Chicken again.
I mean, it is, it's the same people in there, and you could tell that this J&J Fish, he knew everybody that came in there.
Yes. Right? You notice that? Yes. How you been? Right. Yes.
He knew everybody. He knew what they wanted. You want a little extra sauce? You want a little extra this? And that's what makes the difference. And that's what I'm saying about experience. It just takes you through the whole experience of community. That's what it felt like every place that we went in. It was like a little, even though Chicago was rough, and they got that choice stuff that's happening there. It really was like communal, like
Right.
everywhere you went into. And I really enjoyed that. It made you feel like, yeah, I want to give you my little couple dollars that we worked very
Exactly.
hard for.
And Chicago also has a Nando's.
Do they?
Um, yeah, Chicago has a Nando's downtown. We saw it. And so I was happy about that. When I go back, I'll go to Nando's because I don't have one close to me, but there are some opening up, which really confuses me because that's something I would really look into franchising. But they say they say we're not allowed. They won't give Americans a franchise. So,
Mm.
but Chicago does have a Nando's. So if I go back there, I'll probably go to Nando's. I like Nando's a lot, and
I go there today.
I think we saw where they killed Cochise. That did a little something to me. I do think about when I go places, I do think about like movies that I like, like The
Yeah.
Fugitive was supposed to be in Chicago and Cooley High and so that whole underground infrastructure, I was like, what is going on
Yeah,
here?
it was
One
a
minute
trap.
you on the street, the next minute you're underground. I was like,
And underground and can't get out. Now that was the one thing I didn't like about Chicago. All of the stuff that we're saying, and it all sounds good. It's like, girl, go to Chicago, 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 Chicago. But they get you into this little underground underpath, and when you down there, it's a lot of dead ends,
right,
road work, road closures, and then you're stuck. And when I tell you
right.
stuck, I mean stuck. You got to do a lot of U-turns and roundabouts to get, like, you be so happy, like, oh, I see the light. I see the light. It's up there. We almost made it. Now that's what I did not like about Chicago.
I just feel like you have to when you have to be from there or be there for a long time. You learn the infrastructure. I'm sure your first time everybody feels that way, but it was interesting. It was interesting. It's just like when I learned how to navigate in Suburban Station. Suburban Station goes like all downtown Philadelphia. It's all underground. You figure it out after a while.
Not that kind of under. That is a trap. That was like a rat trapped in a damn. Mm-mm. I didn't like that. But
Um,
all in all, we
Chicago was a
had
fun trip.
a
We had a
great
good
time
time.
in Chicago.
Great
We met some
time,
good
great
people.
people, great food. Yes.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was a good time. And I was happy to get away.
it's
We
true.
hadn't been anywhere based off of the vid. And it just really traveling put you into such a good mindset. It's funny because I really didn't. When I'm traveling, I don't really think of nothing. I'm barely on social media. I'm not
Mhm.
posting nothing because I'm like living in the moment. I am going to post some things from our trip, some pictures of the places that we went to so that y'all could get to see the stuff that we're talking about and that we were enjoying. But yeah, I'm in the moment, and it's like all the stress leaves me, and then soon as I get home, it's like soon as the plane lands and I turn that phone on, it's like, did you do this? I gotta do this. Where'd you go? What you
Mhm.
see? I'm right back to like responsibility mode. And that just lets me know that I need to have another talk with God. I know that we didn't, do the whole like husband in college thing, but we can make the traveling a part
A
of
little better.
life.
Exactly.
And you know what? Me and you, boo. Me and you.
Me and you, boo. It's us.
Right.
It's us. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I'm definitely going back to Chicago during their 100 days of summer.
Hmm.
Because it definitely wasn't one of them when we were there. And also packing was a little difficult because of all the weather variations that you have. You're like, oh, do I bring boots? Do I bring sneakers? Do I bring shoes? And I am not a person like I don't wear pants. I wear dresses almost every day. It's the first time that I packed jeans and stuff and wore them.
Hmm.
Because I was just the weather was kind of iffy. But I am going to return during their 100 days of summer, hit my spots if that I didn't get to hit, some repeats, and see what Chicago has to offer in the summertime.
Yeah, that'd be exciting. So anybody out there, if you're listening to this, you have some places that you think that we should go in Chicago, let us know, drop a comment to us, hit us on social media and let us know which we should be experiencing other than the places that we talked about. You got any personal journals for this week?
Well, my personal journal for this week is, and this is something I just recently learned about myself, about myself. I've been trying to settle down. Like I think I have a lot of things going on. I'm working a lot of different projects, a lot of different jobs, and I'm trying to settle down. Well, I've chosen the project that I like the most,
Well, good for you.
and I'm settling on that project. But I still feel like anxious until I actually tell the other projects, okay, I'm going to see it this far, and that's it. And I'm a little nervous because, but I said this, I said, even if it doesn't pay the most, I want to feel good. I want to like what I do, enjoy it. I can make some adjustments. Now I say that, but then when the adjustment has to be made, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm trying to get to. But I have decided on a project, the one that I'm going to stick with, and I'm excited. So like this time next week, I will know. Like that's it. Hopefully, I would have told everybody else where I stop on their train, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be feeling more relaxed.
Yeah, I hope that for you. I mean, we want anything that's going to help you to relax and help you to get into the space that it is that you need to be in.
Yes.
Um, I would say that my personal journal this week has to do with exactly what we've been talking about. Learning how to live in the moment and learning how to and I want to say learning how to, because I think that I do a good job of being in the moment when I'm
You do.
in the moment of places, right? Especially when I go somewhere. I'm not good at living in the moment in my everyday life. I'm definitely overthinking what's going to happen next in my everyday life. But in the moment of doing things and in enjoyable things, I think I live in the moment well. So let me rephrase that. Learning how to live in the moment in my everyday life, taking that what I do on vacation and transferring it to my everyday life. But also my personal journal is get more getaways under your belt,
Yes.
get
Yes.
more getaways under your belt. It doesn't always have to be a big thing. It doesn't always have to be something that you're planning out for months and then you go and you do it. It doesn't always have to be an international trip, as we talked about in the beginning of this when old boy was trying to tell me all the places that he didn't been. It can just be, like staycations, weekend getaways somewhere to a city that you've never been, learning how to explore areas in your own backyard. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I live in a state that has a lot to offer. I don't know half this stuff. They got like the Shenandoah Mountains and and this and that, the Virginia Beach, the whatever. Just learning how to just, stay in that moment and get some
Right.
getaways under your belt, because they really do help you, and they
They
help
do.
me a lot. They help um my mental, what am I trying to say? Just like my mental. That's all I can say.
Yes.
They help me just become more focused. They rejuvenate you. You can get a little recharge. You're like, okay, I'm back. I can, conquer something. So
Exactly.
just getting more getaways under my belt. And that's what I want to focus on. And I want to focus on that in life, not just for the week, you know.
Right.
So that's what my personal journal is about this week.
That's a good personal journal. Thank you for including me.
Yeah.
You know,
No, 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 no problem. Me and you.
it's me and you. We're
Me and
like, where
you.
you going without me? Yes, that's cool.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Yeah. So we hope to come back on the podcast and tell y'all some more interesting places that we've been. You know, we got a couple of places that we going this summer, so stay tuned for those trip details as well. And with
Yes.
that, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, we drop a new episode each and every Monday. You can find us anywhere where you can listen to a podcast. Follow us on social media as always. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We Did That Shit podcast. I want to plug the YouTube this week. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll put the link is always anywhere where you pull us up. Subscribe and like our videos on YouTube. We're trying to get that thing going. You know, like we said, we included video now. Even if we don't have video, we always put audio up on YouTube. So make sure that you click the subscribe button, click the like button, and click the notification bell so that you can get notifications when we drop a new episode. Follow me on my personal Twitter. It's my13. It's MYMY13.
And I'm at Bibbi Amina. That's BIBBIAMINA.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys this time next week.
I love you, Maya.
Love you too. The smile at the end.